But we just wanted to, Chanel and I would like to welcome you. We co-hosting the evening. And we just want to explain a little bit about what 11 is, and then we'll let the evening continue. So, do you want to talk about how it began that evening before Christmas?
It actually started as like, really, we're trying to reconnect and have dinner, and you were there, and we're sitting there, and we're talking about our fascination and love for food, and the women's empowerment movement. We were making comments about Sheryl Sandberg and the book and what women can do, and I remember the three of us saying we should have a supper club, and from there, I think this was kind of
Crazy
cool.
Town said,
yeah,
it should be called 11.
and then you started with the name, and it kind of just came out of just being together, having a great time right before the holidays.
Well, and you talking about you made a meat brunch. I'm like, ooh.
And we all want
I
That
guess.
presents possibilities.
Yes. I love to cook, that's my thing. So Billy loves to cook. And we were like, what brings people together like food and dinner and supper and a meal and a community table? And what can we do when we're around the table? And I think that a bunch of women, and then the number, what number? It was like 12, 11. And Billy,
I was firm on that.
you were very firm. You were like, it could be 12. And you're like, no, 11. That, 11 women coming together over a meal and having a purpose could be something really powerful. So that's how it started, and then it snowballed over a few napkins.
Yes, and then what's interesting, it was
And my boring event.
It was many drinks, but it was over at least several interactions. So we went to an event for Christine, actually, and then we wound up in a bar down the street writing out what we wanted to do. So, and then it came to life. But so just quickly about, what the idea really is that, Sheryl Sandberg constantly walks around and everyone laughs because I'm very passionate about it, but I don't think leaning in is meaningful. I think leaning out is much better. I think when people think that you need to lean in, it infers that women are outside of a circle and that they're fortunate enough to lean in and be a part of it. Whereas the rebels, the people that Steve Jobs talked about, the mavericks, they're the women that lean out. And all the women that I know who are around this table, I've created something with them, I've done something special, and there's an interconnectivity between almost every single woman at this table, and I find that magical, whether it's Tammy and Maureen, who, a year ago didn't know each other, and do you know what I mean? Or Christine introducing me to Tammy, which led me to the wonderful Carrie Hammer. I mean, it's a magical thing, and I think that we've only begun to scratch the surface of what coming together means. And my book is coming out next year, and it's not about my book, but it's about the idea of it's not about me, it's about we, and I truly passionately believe in that. And I think that we can start a movement of not leaning in but leaning out and figuring out what we can all do together. And there's two sides of 11, and Chanel has focused me, so I'm ready to describe that. So the focus of 11 is it's an internal focus, which is how can we all come together to benefit a cause of passion, something that each of us believes in. How do you leverage this network to do something great, like we've done for Tammy, or we've begun to do for Carrie, or whatever it is, or we're blessed enough to have Taryn here. But then there's the external thing, and I don't want people to think it's commercial, which is why we decided to not have the press actually be here, or they're going to cover the event but not be here, because I want it to be, while I want it to be a safe place for us to incubate ideas and leverage each other, there is an external opportunity to create a movement, and it's not lean in. I truly believe it's lean out, and I think there's an enormous possibility of what we can do with that. So I'd like to